Hello, it's Sheila from She's a Sassy Lady, and this afternoon I've got to show you these cards that I made. Now I am using two sets of stamps. I'm using May May Made It's, and I'm using The Lord is My Strength and My Song, and I don't know which one this is off of on hers. Doesn't say which one. And then I am using also, this is from my craft spot, and I'm using this little Thinking of You right here, okay? Now this is the one where I made the card and I showed you how, and I'm going to show you. I took and I had this little piece here, and a circle, and this. And then I used a card base. Well, I never cut out the card base, and the way that I did that is I just put a little line across the eyeball so it wouldn't show that page, okay? And then I cut out the little flowers, and what I did is I cut out a set of 4 of these. So I was using 2 pieces of paper, and I have a half of each of those pieces of paper left. Okay, and then I used my scraps to make the different flowers. And what I did is my blog post, from Thursday was on how to organize your papers. And what I did is I pulled out of this little box, that I showed you on that on my blog post and in the film, and I just pulled the papers out of there. I didn't, because I have so many. I have a whole shoebox full of scrap paper that's all cut up to cards and card sizes for like the white interior, etc., etc. Now, so what I did is I pulled this out of there, and this was an open on top one. And all I had to do was put that on, except I'm going to add a little bit more to it, so that it is a little bit dressier. I went ahead and I took the little squares and I cut out 4 of those squares, and I'm going to put this, I think at the top. No, I'm going to put it at the bottom. That way it leaves me room. Let's put it in the center. It looks better in the center. It gives me room to write around it anyway. And I tell you what, my notes have been so long because my insides have been empty. So this is really going to help me. And doesn't that look cute? The Lord is my strength and my song. May May Made It. Just get online and order it from May May. And then on this one, I'm going to take this. And my circle, I had to, you have to look at your circle. Make sure you get the paper right side up. And this has got little birds on it, so I can tell that it's right side up. But I don't want to press it down. I just want to set it on here in the right spot. And don't want to press it because, and I'm going to put this down so it doesn't go down all the way. I've got the circle that has to go on there. And the circle's got flowers on it, so we have to make sure that the flowers stand up. So what I want to do, is we have that in the right spot there, but we want to have the flowers going on here like that. And now we could press it down. Isn't that cute? And I'm going to reach up here, so excuse my reach. I forgot to get out, and don't tell me I don't have, oh, here's a little bit, enough to do this. Sorry, I was blocking the way and my big belly was showing. I am going to put Thinking of You here, and then the flower right there, see? So on this, all we have to do is just put this across. Line it up and put Thinking of You there. And then this, I'm going to use some pop-up tape to get it on. And I have to tell you, the flower, I cut it out, and it's got glitter on the paper. And then of course I go and I put it down and I look and I said the paper, the area that it cut on this particular flower, because I've got more flowers, doesn't have glitter on it. Can you stand it? So I stickled it. I cut this out yesterday and I stickled it so that it would have all kinds of dimension today for you. I wonder if I can take one of these off. Nope. Okay, we'll just leave it. Cut a little square. For this flower. And another little square for the leaf. And another one for the other leaf. There. This is the fastest way of making cards, I'm telling you, because, and I'm going to show you in just a second, all my cards are different. They all have the same layout, but they're all different colors. And I'll show you in just a sec. And we better, because we don't want to go over the top. Thinking of you. There we go. There's our little, isn't that just adorable? Look at that card. Don't you love it? Now look at this. Here's the other one. And I pulled out a card. The card opens from this side. And so it's going to be like that. And there's a little white paper in the inside. And I've got to glue that and put that together. And look at this one. This one is very unusual because when I did this card, it was just under 4 inches, and so I added a different blue sheet of paper. Look at this. And I'm going to leave this like this in the center because I think that really looks cool. And then I think on this one I'm going to put it like this. You see that? So it'll be in the center. And that's just, these are all scraps. Every one of these are scraps except for these pieces here that I cut. And then I use scrap paper on that also on each of the flowers and cut out 4 flowers so that I would have enough room for the scraps. Now let's set this on here. The Thinking of You, and this so I can show you the other color. And then the last one is yellow. Look at that. Bright, bright yellow. And I had this light yellow. Isn't that pretty? And so I'm going to lift that up on there. And the inside is a white sheet of paper also. And again, I'll use the Lord as my strength in that. Now, isn't that easy? And you saw how fast this card went together. And these are all made out of scraps. All I did is, as I took the flowers, I reached in here and found a color that would match the flower. This has got blues in it, so I used the blue. This, on the original papers, it's got gray in it, so I used the gray. This, as you can see from the paper in the background, that's why I use that. And the yellow with the yellow so that it stands out. Makes sense, and I used a lot of scraps. And then what I did, I had these bags from Close to My Heart from ages ago, is I stuck the leftover flowers in here. And you can see them inside there. As I use up more of my scraps, I've got to do the little squares here. I'm going to cut more, but little squares. And I'll pull that out of the paper and, pull that off. Just all I'm going to do is print this page because they're both on the same page. And I'll print that. Actually, they're on 2 different pages. These little squares and the circles are on the same page. And this is on another page. So all I have to do is find 2 more sheets of paper and go to town because I have in my box here, I've got all these are in here are 5 1/4 in miscellaneous size. All these are 5 1/4 by 4, so I can put them inside the card. And all these here, look at this stack. Look at that stack. Is all fronts of cards. So I have plenty of things to go to, and all this whole front here, from here to here, is miscellaneous cards that are already cut, and all I have to do is grab them out. Now granted, they're in various sizes, but I'm going to use those before I cut new papers out for cards. So, at any rate, I hope you enjoyed today. I'll be back in a minute because I want to put all these cards together, and then I'll show you what it looks like, okay? Hi. Well, they're all done, all 4 of the cards. And as you can see, they turned out beautiful. Look at this blue one, Thinking of You. And this one opens like this. The Lord is my strength and my song. Okay? The yellow. Okay? Now, this one opens sideways. The Thinking of You, and opens like that. And again, the base of the card I used from scratch paper that I cut out last week and made that shoebox full of, that plastic shoebox full of card pieces. So that's really been nice to be able to come up with this like that. And then this one, again, opens from the top. So now I have 4 cards, which is 1 more week, sending to my ladies that are sick. And I'm all set. I hope you enjoyed today's post. Thank you for joining me today at She's a Sassy Lady. Bye now.